Hello gents, welcome back to my channel. This is a video I've tried recording twice now, and both times I forgot to set the audio. Yeah, I'm an experienced YouTuber. I know how to do the YouTubing. Okay, I know this. I got this. It works now. I can see it there in front of me. The audio's moving. It's going from green to yellow. Sometimes reaching red, but not very often. That's fine. It's good. It's working. Okay? I can do this. So what I want to talk to you about today is last Friday, which is now almost a week ago, again because of my expert knowledge on how to do YouTubing. It's taking so long. I also got a bit of a sore throat come in. Excuse the voice. Excuse me also hacking myself to death. I went to the gender clinic in Cardiff. I was the 5th person that they saw there. And it was lovely. I got to meet the psychiatrist called Dr. Dean. Dr. John Dean, I believe? Yes, Dr. John Dean. And we sat down and we spoke for nearly 2 hours about everything I've gone through, the choices that led to me making this decision to want to transition, to my childhood, to the support of God around me, to even things such as like the obvious pronouns, my sexuality. We spoke about freezing sperm. Everything you could imagine they'd want to cover within that conversation, they covered, and it was wonderful. I felt at ease, really at ease. I know Dr. Dean said that wasn't always the case with gender clinics, but from the moment that he greeted me to the moment that I left, not once did I feel like I was being judged. And I know that there's an element of it where they are judging you because they need to make sure they are making the right decision for you. A lot of people think that... that's a really bad choice of word. Some people jump at a conclusion. I know I did. For about a year before I realised I was trans, I thought I might be transabled. I knew I needed to lose a part of me physically, because I didn't fully understand what transgendered was. I always felt like I needed to lose a leg, and that's weird because why would you want to give up part of your body which makes you functionally whole? I don't know, but that doesn't matter because I did more research and I've arrived at the right decision, which is important. So after speaking to Dr. Dean for that length of time, we discussed me going into hormones. So I'm getting hormones, guys. I didn't expect this. I mean, I'm 3 months ahead of schedule anyway. Because I was supposed to be getting seen in London, I now got seen in Cardiff. I was supposed to be getting seen around January time, I got seen in September time. So I'm 3 months ahead of schedule there anyway, and then I was expecting to have to go back and have a second appointment, which will be about another 6 months, so I'm 9 months ahead of schedule. Take off, they said it'll be about 2 weeks for the letter from them to get through to the hormone clinic people, and another couple of weeks then for me to get my appointment. So let's say that's another month. That's 8 months ahead of schedule. That's over half a year I'm ahead of schedule. Yee. I know, I get so excited just talking about this. It's like it's finally achieving what I knew I needed to achieve, and it's also scary because it's ending part of who I was. It's something I have to do. I need to make that decision. I need to move on and be forward and to grow as a person, as the person I need to be. But I also need to draw that line underneath my previous life. I don't like using my old name, that's really weird. So I can say to myself, okay, that's fine. That part is done. We're now moving on to this bit. Which is nice, it's great. I mean, yay. Right? It's definitely yay. I'm on to hormones. Oh, this. I don't just want to talk about Dr. Dean. As amazing as Dr. Dean was, he also had a hug. I don't know if he was expecting a hug, but he had a hug anyway. I was almost crying a few times, and I'm not someone who allows myself to cry. I was bullied as a kid for crying so much. I've locked that emotion away a lot. So if you do see me crying, it's pretty serious, to be fair. But I also want to talk about the receptionist that was there, Nick. Now, I'm one of these people, I have to arrive like 2 weeks before my appointment, because otherwise I'll overthink and I'll stress about it. And for that hour I was there before my appointment, Nick and I were chatting away. So he made me feel very comfortable being there. So he made me distracted, so I wasn't overthinking about what sort of answers I should be giving, what sort of questions they're going to ask me. No, we were just chatting away quite happily. So thank you, Nick. I mean, you've done more than what you needed to do. Just made me a cup of coffee, which is always nice. I don't get to drink a lot of coffee because, one of my close friends decided, no, I'd have coffee, dehydrates the body. Like, oh my god, stop drinking the coffee. But when you come over, do you want a coffee? I'll give you like one of these like cold coffees. It's got like vanilla flavor in there. I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna kill me for that. Oh my god, But anyway. It's okay. But yeah, Nick was amazing. The entire experience, the entire day was amazing. As I said, I'm only the 5th person they've seen. I don't obviously know how many other people have been given hormones straight away. I don't know how many people have to come back. I don't know if many people have been told they can't have these hormones or anything like that. So I think they've still got a lot to grow as a clinic and as a unit. But I certainly think they are well on their way. I mean, I got no complaints with them whatsoever. Now, they've also provided me with this. Consent over feminization hormones therapy. Okay, this is the form you need to read through, which they will give you, and has to be signed in front of the hormone clinic. You can't sign it beforehand, because they need to have verification. You've read through this, that you've understood everything that's within there, and you've signed in front of them to confirm that yes, you obviously know. There are a few things I want to go through with you, because I think it's useful for people who are starting out or are going to be seen by the hormone clinic, who are going to be seen by the gender clinic, to have a little bit of advanced knowledge about what they're going into. I didn't, but some things could be useful for everybody. So we're going to start. We're not going to read through the entire document because that will take forever. It is quite a large document, but we're going to go through like the major points. There are some other ones which do kind of like repeat back to other things as well because they tie in a lot. But we're going to go with the main things here. Okay. Estrogen should also be used with caution and only after full discussion of risks by anyone who has blood clots or did travel to the lungs, that's pulmonary embolism, has a strong family history of breast cancer or other cancers that go quicker when estrogens are present, diabetes, eye problems such as retinopathy, heart disease, heart valve problems or tendency to develop blood clots, hepatitis, high cholesterol, kidney or liver disease, migraines or seizures, obese. Now the terms for obese here is BMI, which is body mass index, greater than 30. Okay. Now I'm 6 foot, just like a couple of like centimeters under 6 foot. So I'm like 5'11" and almost. I weigh. Well, last time I weighed was about 2 weeks ago, and that was 90. I want to say 93 kilos. I'm 12 stone. I think that puts me about a BMI of 22, 23, 24, somewhere around there. So, but for them, for hormones, the BMI needs to be 30. Okay. So obviously, if you are over BMI 30, you can speak to your doctor. They can advise you about how to lose some weight and keep it off. I do recommend that anyway. Or have smoked cigarettes, because obviously cigarettes are not beneficial for you. I know that I'm taking my treatment. I will probably experience notable breast growth. And probably is the right word there. Not everybody does develop breast tissue. I know one of my friends who didn't. I know a couple of my friends who haven't. 3 people I can think off the top of my head who haven't developed much breast tissue. So, I wouldn't expect growth, but it's probable. Okay? I know it can take several years for breasts to get to their full size, obviously. I know my larger breasts will remain even if I stop taking my treatment, obviously. Obviously, you've got to be aware of your new skin and tissue. You need to be looking for lumps and abnormalities within them, like any other one would have to do. I know that the following changes are usually not permanent and are likely to gradually go away if I stop taking my treatment. Okay. Body hair will become finer, less noticeable, and will grow more slowly. Expected onset is about 6 to 12 months. Expected maximum effect after more than 3 years. Obviously, depends upon the level of hair you're starting with, and not just like at the moment, but like your normal amount of hair. So, for like my stomach, that's not really changed too much. It's got a little bit less since I've been waxing. But across my chest here, that used to be like a forest. So that's going to take a while. That might not even grow fully, which is frustrating. But I understand that. I know they will not stop completely, even if I take my treatments for years, and that also all women have body hair. I've known a girl who had a snail trail. It happens, okay? We just deal with it. If you need to have like laser hair removal afterwards, just to pick up a few bits that's remaining, do it. Go for it. Why not? I know I will probably have less fat on my abdomen, because that's where men store their fats across their stomach, whereas women store it across the buttocks, hips, and thighs. Thighs is a little bit annoying for me because I got a little bit of weight in my thighs. But again, I'm going to be going back to BMI later, and I'm going to be working on making sure my BMI does come down. I will change more from a apple shape to a pear shape, from a more masculine to feminine physique. The expected onset is 3 to 6 months, but the most length time that can take is 2 to 5 years. But that's fine. I mean, 3 to 6 months on hormones is going to fly by. If you've got male pattern baldness, that can slow down. It may not stop completely. You will lose muscle strength and mass, because men tend to hold more muscle mass than what women do. And also your skin can become softer after about 3 to 6 months. They do discuss with you about sperm, whether you want to freeze it or not. For me personally, it wasn't much of an issue. Having something that was just genetically mine makes no difference to me if I ever did have children, so I'm like, nah, it's cool. Carry on. I know my testes may shrink considerably. Great, sign me up for that. Tick that box. Don't need to be reading the terms and conditions of that box. I'll take whatever they get. The expected onset is 3 to 6 months, but the maximum effect is going to take 2 to 3 years. Obviously, depend upon wait lists for surgeries and all that as well. You have less semen, which is fine. I know it's like I will get erections in the morning as often as before, and it's like to have fewer spontaneous erections. That can be 1 to 3 months, but the maximum time is expected around 3 to 6 months for that to be a permanent thing. Yeah, that's great. I love to not have erections so often. That'll make my life a lot better. Thank you very much. I know I may not get the erections harder for penile sex. Great, wonderful. More of that, please. This is something I wasn't very happy about. I mean, obviously I can't change it. but it's going to be a pain. I know that some parts of my body will not change much by using this treatment. I know the hair on my face and neck may grow more slowly than before, although it may also continue to grow as it did before I started my treatment. It may become slightly less noticeable, but it will not go away. Expected onset 3 to 6 months, maximum anything after 3 years. Now, that was one thing I really want to get rid of was my facial hair, and it's white, and that means normal laser hair therapy won't get rid of it. So I do need electrolysis, which is going to be a pain, but hopefully if it does slow down, some parts may stop. It might become sporadic. So then laser hair therapy can then just knock off what's left. Well, not laser hair therapy, electrolysis. The rest is fine. I know that my voice won't change. I have to work on that. That's always been known. And my Adam's apple won't shrink, but I don't think we have much of an Adam's apple. So that's great. I know not to take my medicine. I know not to take more than my medicine than I am prescribed. I know it increases health risks. I know that taking more than I am prescribed will not make changes happen more quickly and more effectively. Obviously. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. I know the side effects and safety of my treatment are not completely known. There may be long-term risks that are not yet known. This is still a very fledgling sort of procedure. Even for FTMs, their surgery aren't up to the standards that our surgery is. Hopefully it won't take long for them to be up to that level, but they still got a long way to go with that. I know my treatment may cause changes that other people will notice. This may be an important goal for me, but I understand that some transgender people have experienced harassment, discrimination and violence because of this. Others have lost the support of loved ones. I know my doctor can help find advocacy and support resources. Now, there is a group that works with the Welsh Gender Clinic called Umbrella Cymru. I spoke to a woman there called Kirsty. She was a really nice woman from Abertwery, where I used to hang out in the doll's house. Oh, doll's house! Tuesday nights. Tuesday night crowd. Yay. God, that was so weird. But they can help you if you don't have a great support network. They can offer you all the support you need. I recommend you speak to them. Even if you don't think you need that support, just speak to them. It's good to have somebody who understands. Okay? Significant risks of estrogen. Deep vein thrombosis or DVT or other ongoing problems with veins in the legs. Heart attack. Blood clots in the lungs. Pulmonary embolism. Stroke. I mean, they're all pretty bad things, so. Now, something important. Now we're going to go into surgery. I know that a surgeon will not be able to perform feminizing genital reconstructive surgery if I am overweight. And for overweight here, they consider BMI to be more than 28. Okay? So like I said, I'm about 23, give or take. So I got a 5 BMI gap there, but I do want to drop that lower myself anyway. I understand I may not be able to achieve a goal of getting rid of male genital anatomy for this and other reasons related to my medical fitness for surgery. Okay, so fitness is important. If you are overweight, speak to your doctor, get this sorted as soon as possible. The sooner you start working on it, the better. Okay, they said after a year of being on hormones, I will be referred for a review of surgery. I don't know how long that waiting list would then be. It could be another 20 years. It could be another month after that. But I know after a year of hormones, will look at me for surgery, which is great news. I know I am more likely to have dangerous side effects if I smoke. I am overweight. I am over 40 years old. I have personal or family history of blood clots. I have high blood pressure. I have strong family history of breast cancer. That's more than one person with breast cancer from among siblings or parents. And that pretty much completes the document. That's the page. And that's the page it doesn't have to say. Now, what they've also said to me is that it can, as obviously they're going to be redistributing fat across the body, like from abdomen to chest, hips, thighs, buttocks. It can also redistribute the fat in the face, which can give you a bit more of a feminine look, which will hopefully save people having to go and have feminization surgery, which would be lovely. I'd love to save 10 grand, that would be great. So we're going to keep an eye on that. What we are also going to do is, starting from tomorrow, I'll be taking pictures of how my body is changing, because I got effectively 3 weeks of the ability to get some more fitness in, to drop some more weight. I will be doing my hopefully weekly videos every Friday to keep you guys updated with that. Am I going to go to the gym this Friday? I got painting to do. I'm going to the gym on Saturday, so I will be starting that process from Saturday and then continuing on every Friday from there. I'm going to be using my tape measure so you guys can see the figures. I'll also be putting the figures up on the screen. But this is the first step to Jemima becoming a reality rather than just a pipe dream. And remember, everyone, we can change this world with 3 simple words: reason, logic, and compassion. Thank you all for watching.